So here we go. This is called After 120. Last night, I had a dream that made me stop and stare. I saw my grandpa sitting in his rocking chair. Now, it's been years, but he sounded so clear when he leaned over to me and whispered in my ear. He said, "Grandson, don't forget life is finite, but it's a blessing because it helps us live our time right." That night, I walked down to the cemetery. Think about what it'd be like to be dead and buried. In my life, did I know I had a role to fill? Was I acting too lazy or on overkill? Were there times when a crisis seemed so real, but looking back, I was making mountains out of molehills? Now I don't think about my death usually, but my grandpa was trying to get through to me that the way to live life suitably is to base it on what I once said at my eulogy.
Were you fulfilled?
After 120.
Did you serve for real?
After 120.
When you look at your life,
After 120.
did it turn out right?
After 120.
What will you find
After 120.
that you left behind
After 120.
when you're no longer here?
After 120.
After 120
If you could
years.
visit yourself from beyond the grave, what do you think that you would want to say? That beauty is as fleeting as an autumn day, and fame only lasts for those 15 minutes on the stage? Where are the athletes and models in old age? Will you be stuck wishing for the old days? Or is it the present tense you're not passing right? Too much time wasted at the traffic light. It's your decision, cause no one's on the deathbed wishing they had watched a little more television, saying, is it a shame? If only I'd been able to play more video games. Put this in your brain, that no one's remembered for the size of their new home, or had beloved CEO written on their tombstone. Will you care what your holdings are worth in that new suit lying in a hole in the dirt? Man, live for the now, but don't ignore the issue. You never heard that you can't take it with you? Here's a rule of thumb to stick to. Ask yourself, when you're gone, will people really miss you? You say there's no life after the tomb, but was there no life after the womb? Even though you can't see it like the back of the moon, think about it now, cause it's happening soon. After
Were
120.
you fulfilled?
After 120.
Did you serve for real?
After 120.
When you look at your life,
After 120.
did it turn out right?
After 120.
What will you find
After 120.
that you left behind
After 120.
when you're no longer here?
After 120.
After 120
Sometimes I
years.
prefer a funeral to a wedding, not because one's more upsetting, but that it reminds me where I'm headed without regretting. To a place beyond fear and insecurity, beyond a fleeting culture of modernity, to a place called eternity, where I'll be judged for my kindness and purity. And certainly my choices are all that determine me, cause I never chose to be a king or a peasant. I can only choose to do what's true and pleasant. If I think about my future while I live in the present, that's why I'm writing now while I'm still young. What I want to say to my grandson: when you don't know where you're headed, every train is the wrong one. Do yourself a favor, man, plan for the long run, cause life keeps on going way after this song's done. Way after this song's done.
Were you fulfilled?
After 120.
Did you serve for real?
After 120.
When you look at your life,
After 120.
did it turn out
After
right?
120.
What will you find
After 120.
that you left behind
After 120.
when you're no longer here?
After 120.
After 120 years.
I told you that song was an upper.
Living well.